Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Cricket Castaway. The big day is here. India are in the final of another ICC event. It's India versus South Africa, and this is your India versus South Africa preview. I'm joined by Divyansh. How's Divyansh? How are you? And how's the weather in Pune? I've heard it's raining a lot.
Yeah, it's raining a lot. It's quite a beautiful weather to go out, have a long drive, and have some Indian snacks. So it's a great weather, and I'm looking forward, really looking forward to this final, and I hope rain does not interrupt this time
Yeah,
because we really deserve uninterrupted 40 overs of entertainment in the World T20 final this time. And yeah, it's a game of first. If we say it's the first time South Africa has reached the finals of an ICC event, it's the first time that two teams that have been unbeaten in the throughout the tournament are locking their horns in the final. It's the first time, if any of the side, if either South Africa or India wins, so it would be the first ICC event win for South Africa, and for India it would be the first under the captaincy of Rohit Sharma. So really looking forward to this game of firsts.
yeah, very well summarized there. This match has been building up for a while now, specifically for South African cricket. I mean, on one hand, I'm really happy and pumped up for them because this is now, I guess, their eighth or ninth semi-final in ICC events where they hadn't qualified, and then
Yes.
to reach to their first final. I mean, kudos to them and kudos to this team. I remember in one of the previous episodes that we did, and I was talking to you about South African cricket, and I said that probably they'll choke out in the semi-finals, but if they reach to the final, whoever the team they're playing against, they will be really concerned because this team has shown real grit and determination in key moments in this tournament, and that stands them in good stead. And as you rightly pointed out, so India, even in the 2023 ODI World Cup, hadn't lost a game till the final. And now again, they're reaching the final unbeaten, but so is South Africa. And this is not a side of the minnows. I mean, these two are two of the best sides in this year's event, and rightly, deservingly, the final two candidates to for this trophy. And this is going to be a really interesting game, and I'm really looking forward to this one. The matchups here are so tasty, and there's a
Definitely.
lot on the line for this one.
Definitely. And while drawing parallels, if we see, if India has Akshar Patel and Kuldeep Yadav, then South Africa has Keshav Maharaj and Tabrez Shamsi, who have performed equally well for
Yeah,
the South Africa team. If India has Arshdeep and Bumrah, then South Africa also have Marco Jansen, Kagiso Rabada. Also, they have Henrik
Nokia.
Norke, who is their highest wicket taker, and he's going full throttle in this tournament after taking the beating of his lifetime in the IPL. He's going big guns here.
Yeah, and if Rohit gives you that supercharged opening stance, there is Quinny de Kock who is doing the same for South Africa. There is so much interest, so many interesting battles in this one, and looking forward to it. But then again, we start with the same question. This is the biggest game of this tournament. Will the biggest player of this tournament come to the party finally in this one?
Yeah, I believe Comet the R, Comet the Man, because it has been. If we look at the last semi-final that we played against England, that was the first time that Kohli failed to score in a knockout tournament of ICC. So I think that record is going to stay there only, and this time
Yeah,
Virat is going to score. And if we look at the stats, also this is the ground Virat has made his highest score of this tournament, which is 24 runs. But at least he was looking at in very good touch, and this is also a very significantly better batting pitch than
Yeah,
Guyana or Antigua.
yeah.
So hoping for big things to come from Virat.
Yeah, I think straight away when I put out this banner of Will Kohli rise up to the occasion and what's going on his mind, the meme that you sent me came to my mind. Kohli shouldn't really worry, as Rahul said to him. Kohli shouldn't really worry about his batting. It's the engine oil that he needs to worry about, probably. So, I think if Kohli, on a serious note, just gives himself a few more balls to settle down, this will be a truer wicket as compared to Guyana. And these are all the bowlers that Kohli has taken to the cleaners. So when you look up between the matchup of Rabada and Kohli, Kohli has always come out on top. Though Rabada is a world-class bowler, Nokia Kohli has always taken down. Similar with Marco Janssen, his bounce will probably help Kohli a lot more. Kohli, the real battle for Kohli will be against Samshi and Maharaj, because those are the spinners who turn the ball really well, and Kohli has showed a bit of a weakness against the spinners. But
Yes.
if he could survive those first 6 overs, I think for Kohli specifically, it's just the first 6 overs that need to go his way. And I'm completely against the philosophy of those who are saying that Kohli should probably take his normal batting approach to this game and to all the games because Rohit is hitting from the other side. I don't think that works in this kind of a team because as Rohit has laid the marker, it's then for everyone. You'll have to have an aggressive approach, and you'll have to start hitting the ball right from the word go because that is the philosophy of this team. And if you have to stay in this team, you have to hit that. But I don't think Kohli is the kind of player who should be bothered with that because we have seen all throughout the IPL his strike rate has always been above 150. I mean, it's not the I don't think it's the approach that's troubling him. It's probably just a bit of unluckiness for me because I mean it's just phases and he's such a supreme batsman. I mean scoring at a faster rate is not a problem for him in my opinion. It's just that he hasn't been that lucky in this tournament. That's what I would say. I mean it's nothing to do with his form or his class or anything.
Yeah, definitely. And if you look at the matchup, so Kagiso Rabada has equally good matchups against Rohit and Kohli both. So Kohli should not change his intent and approach because if by any chance Rohit goes out early, then Kohli has to stay there at least for the power play so that he can give that kind of start which Rohit has been giving India in the last couple of matches. So yes, Kohli should go with full intent, and on this pitch he can trust the bounce. This is a truer wicket than Antigua or Guyana, so I think he can trust his instincts. He just have to take into account the direction of wind, where wind is flowing, because last time he was playing very good, but he just uh, got caught into a fall shot which was against the wind, and otherwise it would have been a straight six, but he got caught at the boundary. So
Yeah.
that's the only thing that he should keep in mind. Otherwise I am pretty sure he would play his best cricket in this final.
Yeah. So, who do you think are the key individuals for India in this one? Because as you rightly pointed out, there are two ways of looking at it. One is that Kohli is due for runs. Law of averages would suggest that he would come eventually good, and probably this is the best time for him to come good. But the other law of averages also says that Rohit probably gets out pretty early in this one because he has been scoring a lot more run in the first few matches, and probably this is the one where he, hopefully not, but the chances are that he got gets out pretty early. So in that situation, it would be Kohli and Rishabh Pant, on whom a lot will depend of this game. Who do you think are the keys for India's batting in this one?
I think Surya and Rishabh Pant are the key for this match, because Rishabh Pant is a clear matchup against Keshav Maharaj and Tabrez Shamsi. So he again needs to fire, and specifically if Rohit goes out early, because to maintain that left hand right hand batting combination, as well as to counter the spin of Tabrez Shamsi. I think Rishabh Pant is a good matchup. And Surya, again, Surya has a really good matchup against Enric Nortje. He really uses the pace of Enric Nortje to utmost advantage, and he has a strike rate of 180 plus against Enric Nortje. So I think these two players will be crucial, because as far as I understand, Rabada and Jansen would be opening the bowling, and then Norke comes as the change bowler, along with Keshav Maharaj or Shamsi. So I think Rishabh Pant and Surya Kumar Yadav would be key to India's, whether it is a chase or it is setting up a good total.
Yeah, I think for me, what I predict right now is that Shivam Dube probably this matches for him. It's the gut feeling that I have. Simply because when I see him coming on the pitch, when I see him taking that first ball, reminds me so much of Yuvraj Singh. I mean, it's unreal how much he reminds me of Yuvraj Singh, and just the way that he bats, his stance, and everything. And who was Yuvraj Singh? Yuvraj Singh was the man for the biggest occasions. He was the one who would take it in the semi-finals and the finals and make Team India reach that score. And I'm pretty sure that if Samsi or Maharaj come up against Shivam Dube in this one, we're not going to see the RCB Shivam Dube, but we're going to see the Chennai Super Kings Shivam Dube in this one. He is due, and I see a lot more runs coming from his bat in this one. I mean, I'm really looking forward to his batting in this one. He missed out in the previous game, got out of the first delivery. Also, another batter. So you've pointed out about Surya and Pant, but I think Hardik has shown throughout this tournament that what a classy all rounder he is. He is what you actually call a real, genuine all rounder. I mean, over the past so many years, we have heard people talking a lot about Ben Stokes, the best all rounder in the world, but now he's not in the contention because he's not playing that much. It's only the test matches that he's playing. So if I look at the world cricket all around, I don't think there is anyone better than Hardik Pandya right now. He's supremely confident with his bowling, and with his batting, he is just sublime. He has left the IPL behind him. He is performing really well under Rohit Sharma. I think this match is for Kohli, Hardik, and Shivam Dube. Though I really want Surya and Rishabh Pant to perform in this one, because when Surya performs, it's a clear stat. If Surya will get you runs, more often than not, India will end up winning the tournament or in winning the match itself, because he scores at 200 almost every time he plays, and that gives India so much more threat. What are your gut feelings about who do you think as the key players for India's batting in this one? Apart from is there still Rohit and Pant and Surya, or do you think there's some other thing as well?
Yeah, I think along with Pant and Surya, if Shivam Dube can hit it, because this is a better pitch than the others, and this ground is to his liking, bigger
Yeah,
boundaries, and just
Yeah, and
He loves to.
he also took Rashid and Noor apart, and he got out at that point of time in a crucial situation. But the pitch was going on to the way that he would have liked.
Yeah, definitely, and it's a pitch which has abundance of run. It's a 180 plus wicket, so and it's to the liking of Shivam Dubey. He loves to muscle the shot into the leg side with his high backlift, which clearly gives us deja vu of
Yeah,
Yuvraj Singh. So
yeah,
would love to see him hitting maybe three or four sixes in
yeah,
an Tabrez Shamsi over. It would be a treat to watch. But
yeah,
yeah, along with Dubey, I still go with Surya and Pant
yeah,
because they are the key.
yeah,
Because the kind of players Surya and Pant are, they don't stay silent in the pitch. They would
yeah,
definitely would try to do some things, kind of outrageous shots. They both play.
yeah,
They if those shots come good, they take apart the opposition bowling order, and also the opposition gets stunned with the kind of shots that they play, the ram shots, the
yeah,
reverse scoops. I think
yeah.
this is the perfect stage for them to showcase all the array of the shots that they possess.
Yeah, I think if Rohit and Kohli both get out of the power play striking, and we don't lose a wicket in the power play, and probably if we are, let's say, one down at the end of eighth or ninth over, I think then there would be a real conundrum in Rohit and both Rahul's mind, because I think in that, if that kind of a platform is given, I would promote Shivam Dubey up the order straight away, because then you have both Maharaj and Shamsi bowling in those middle overs, and that is the time, if by chance Shivam Dubey starts going, the power and the muscle that he has, he could take the game away from them at number three. And he's done that so many times for CSK. This is what Dhoni used to do actually. If you'll get a good partnership and your openers took you out of the power play without any damage, he would confidently send Shivam Dubey at number three. And we saw what kind of damage he did from number three. So obviously, if we lose an early wicket, as a Pant has been really good, and Pant needs to come at number three. But that's just a thought process that I think Rohit and Rahul can follow if we find ourselves in a situation where both of our openers are going after the power plays.
Yeah, definitely. Looking at the match situation, they can take this approach because they would definitely want to use Dubey as a counter to the spin attack of
Yeah,
South Africa. So yeah.
yeah. I think obviously Indian batting looks really good. They have all come to form at the moment where everything looks rosy for India. Let's uh, let's look at the team that's on the verge of making history, South Africa. Uh, I mean, this is for me not the best South African side I've seen over the years, but they have proven that even if they lose the final, they'll still go down as one of the best South African sides ever, simply because they're the first side who have made it to a ICC final. Uh, I think Heinrich Klaassen is what you call uh, made for a T20 match. There is Quinton de Kock, but for me, if South Africa has to win this one, Aiden Markram has to perform and has to perform really well. And Reza Hendricks again is batting really well at the top of the order with Quinny de Kock. What do you make of this side? For me, kudos to them to making it this far. We don't hope and we praying that they don't make it to to the trophy, but if they do, they'll be well deserved winners of this one.
Yeah, definitely. It's a strong batting side with all of them having good experience. Most of them having a good experience of playing the Indian spinners in the IPL, so they know what kind of bowling they are going to face. They have all faced Kuldeep and Akshar very regularly. So this kind of plays gives them an advantage that they are not facing a very new attack. They have faced them, but it's the pressure of the final that they have to be wary of, because they are going into a humongous stage for the first time after apartheid. This is the first time that they have made into a international ICC event final, if we exclude the under 19 tournaments, of course. So that pressure, they have to have a clear cut strategy, or maybe some sort of a mantra to counter that pressure, because that's the kind of pressure that really gets into your head, and then you don't play your natural game. You start to look at everything in a different light. So that's the major, I think the biggest enemy is the pressure for them.
Yeah, and
Also,
also an inexperience of playing in the finals. Go
right,
ahead.
the infamous tag of chokers that they have, and they would also have that thought in the mind that majority of this Indian team has already played, recently played a World Cup final, so they are better equipped to handle that pressure. So that would be the bigger enemy of South Africa in this match.
Yeah, I mean, but so many of my absolute favorite players play for this side as well. Kristen Stubbs over the past season of IPL has really warmed me up to him. I mean, he's such a good power hitter and such a good finisher for South Africa. They're playing with Heinrich Klaasen in the top, so Aiden Markram comes at number three and Klaasen at four, which is again a really strong top four. And then you have David Miller. I mean, this team is just so good in batting. I mean, they can choke under pressure, which is what I think a billion hearts would be hoping for. But if they don't, I mean, they're going to pose a serious threat to this Indian side.
Definitely, and also this is a much better side who plays spin very well if we compare to the
Yeah,
England side. And they have Klassen, Aiden Markram plays spin very well, and David Miller has quintessentially done well against India. If we look at the historical records, he
yeah,
has been a thorn uh, in the matches for India, that he like plays a different game when he plays against India. So he is like the Travis Head of South Africa.
yeah.
For if we look at that analogy, so these are the dangerous players that can turn the game in favor of South Africa. So India
Yeah,
have to be very cautious.
yeah. And from the captaincy point of view as well, I mean, Aiden Markram, as cool and calm ahead as Rohit Sharma. I mean, the way that he has led his side again is it's pretty commendable. As we said, the team is a reflection and an extension of its leader, and that way, the grit and the determination that this side has shown kudos to Markram. Though he hasn't had a great year himself, batting wise, simply, but that doesn't mean that he can't come good in this one because he's a genuine class act and he has the experience of winning. So he won the SAT20 and he is one of those players who would rise to the occasion. This is as and when we are talking about every other minute, it looks like an even better contest, an even more tastier contest. And the other excitement for me is that we've never faced South Africa in a final of anything.
Right.
So let's see how this match shapes out. Who do you think are the absolute key battles of this one?
I think is it's Rabada versus Kohli, and it would be Keshav Maharaj again versus Kohli and Surya. And I think Shamsi versus Hardik Pandya would also be a good matchup, because Hardik likes to hit it out of the park when the ball is in his arc and he can freeze his hands. I think and Shamsi also, like similar to Kuldeep, he bowls at a very flatter trajectory, so it's not easy to hit him. But I think Hardik loves these kind of challenges, and as we saw against Chris Jordan as well, he was not satisfied with hitting him for 1-6. He again went for the similar shot, and that can sometimes prove to be advantageous for India. But sometimes this kind of approach can also harm you in a longer term. So that would be interesting to see if he takes the same kind of attacking approach against Shamsi.
Yeah, I think the key battles in this one for me are obvious. I mean, Bumrah against Deacock is a big one for me. Bumrah and both Arshdeep against Deacock. Arshdeep will take the ball away from Deacock. Bumrah will take it into him and out to him and everything that Bumrah does. But our opening bowlers need to take their opening wickets in this one. That's really, really important. The matchup of Arshdeep against Riza Hendricks will be an interesting one. They haven't played each other against each other that much, so we don't have a lot of data for their matchup. But he takes the ball inside the right hander, much like Mitchell Stark does. And though the ball will not swing for more than 2 or 3 overs, but it's that first few overs where Arshdeep can make a dent in this batting side, and he is India's highest wicket taker in this year's World Cup. So I think opening batsmen against opening bowlers becomes a really, really tricky battle. And obviously, I think Rishabh Pant against Andrik Norkia would be another one to watch out for, because Rishabh has shown that sometimes against the short pitch bowling, he can be a bit vulnerable. And Nokia, with his height and the way that he bowls and the pace at which he bowls, can be a bit tricky for Rishabh to counter. We'll see how that plays out in real time.
He is like Norke is like the way he loads. He is the closest to a bowling machine, or
Yeah,
the guns that they use for practice.
yeah,
So he's the closest of a bowler that I can think to a bowling machine, because the way he
yeah,
loads his arm and then he fires at an angle with that kind of pace. I think Henrik Norke is a force to be reckoned with, at least in this tournament, because he has done very well. And one
yeah,
interesting matchup I would want to see is Kuldeep versus Klassen, the
yeah,
spin maestro versus the premier spinner of India. How both these two fare against each other. I think Kuldeep versus Klassen would
yeah.
also be very, very interesting to watch.
Yeah, I think in the same way, like South African fans would be hoping that Surya doesn't perform in this one. And in the
Yeah.
same way, like all the Indian fans are hoping that Klaasen simply just doesn't come to the party in this one, because if Klaasen does, I mean that's going to be really, because he doesn't mind whoever is against him. He will just take them to the cleaners. So we all have, this is just again such a tasty contest, right from top to bottom. These teams look like mirror images of each other. So it's Klaassen and Miller who will come as finishers, and Tristan Stubbs who will come as finishers for South Africa. For India, you have Dubey, Pandya, and Surya who will come as the finishers in the top three. Quinny bats like Rohit, Reza bats like Kohli. This game looks such evenly poised match, and one to really be excited about for all the fans and the cricket lovers throughout the world. Uh,
Definitely.
Now, predictions time. Do you think the team winning the toss bats first or bowls first?
I think India should bat first, because
Yeah,
it's the best way to put the pressure on a team which has never played in a final. And if they have even a decent score to chase in the final, I think the pressure would be insurmountable. and I think India have a better chance to make them crumble against under this pressure if they bat first and put a good total. And they have again and again proven this against Australia and England. So I think if they win the toss, they should bat first.
Yeah, and again, simply because it's a day game and the pitch will get slow and low in the second half of the innings, and India do have the bowlers to make full use of that. So I think if India win the toss, they bat first. If South Africa win the toss and bat first, the game then becomes really tricky for India, in my opinion, because they do have Shamsi and Maharaj who will take advantage of the slow and low wicket there. Though it's not as slow and low as Guyana, but again, when the pitch bakes under the sun, it starts turning, and both Maharaj and Shamsi are really good turners of the ball. So it'll become really tricky.
In
Whoever
that
bats first,
scenario, I would want to see the chase master come into his own.
yeah,
The
then
Kohli
that's a
of
given. Then
2016.
yeah, then that's a given. I mean, if India is chasing, I think you can just put your house on Dream 11 because Kohli will chase that down. I think the it's actually a true logic that Kohli hasn't been performing in this World Cup because we haven't chased anything in this total. We are
Yeah,
just batting first, and that's not in Kohli's alley. But whoever bat first, what kind of total do you think is going to be set in the first innings?
I think 180 is a par enough score, and at least we should aim to be close to 180 or maybe 10 runs higher than that, because South Africa is a strong batting unit, and it would be tough to defend if we score anything less than 180 against them.
Yeah. And on the flip side, if South Africa bat first and score 180, how do you think then this match goes?
Then it would be an uphill task. But I think we have the batting talent to do that. But I think then Kohli will have to play the role of an anchor. I would want to see those traditional rotation of strikes, taking two or three doubles in an over and then hitting a boundary. Those cheeky shots down the third man or a leg glance, those kind of, then the batting smarts of the experience of Indian batting unit would come into play definitely. And
Yeah.
the best pair to chase that down is Surya and Kohli. They really complement each other. One with a gap finding ability, and one with the manufacturing of those outrageous shots. I think that would be the perfect pair to chase that kind of total.
Yeah. Yeah. And then before we wrap up, this is the third final that we are in ICC events. What's your gut feel? Is it coming home this time?
I think it is. Yes, it looks like.
Yeah. Hopefully. And where are you watching this game?
Not decided yet, but yeah, I'm looking at a couple of venues that are offering great food and great music, along with a great
Yeah.
screening site. So yeah, not yet final, but yeah, definitely I'll be going out somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is the one game that we had been waiting for, and enjoying it outside would be amazing. Uh, yeah, so I think this was a preview. We'll do a review show soon, and hopefully, when we do, we have a smile on our faces like we have right now, and we would have won the game. That's what all the country is hoping for. But I know if we do not end up winning this one, I think this team has played so well throughout the past two and a half years, and South Africa, if they win, they would be deserved winners, but it wouldn't be at the expense of this team. I think this team has given so much joy to us over the years and still is one of the best outfits that India has seen in a long, long time.
Definitely, yeah. And whosoever wins, I think they deserve it. And Yeah, so we will definitely root for India with 100% of our hearts and minds. And yeah, keep watching, keep subscribing, and do enjoy today's game.
Yeah, yeah. Do enjoy today's game. Tada. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.